Just out at the Rocky Mountain Arsenal Refuge in Denver, Colorado. Got the rental parked over here under the shade. I'm getting ready to have me some Church's chicken before I start hiking. Nobody ever said that I was the most conventional hiker ever, because I'm down to eat some Church's chicken before hiking. Probably not the best, but I like it, so I'm gonna do it. But I'm just walking right now over to this little sitting spot over here. The mountains in the background. I love that about Denver, the mountains in the background. It's a really nice kind of just landscape. I really like the southern feel of Florida, palm trees, and being in the south and no seasons. But I enjoy coming out here because it is just a lot different. I've hiked up to like St. Mary's Glacier before. That was a lot of fun. I just don't have a whole lot of time this time I'm out here, but I've reached my spot, so gotta eat my Church's chicken and get started. I saw earlier the temperature was 98 degrees. I know it was supposed to get up to 98 here in Denver. Last I checked, it was 95, so it's a little warm, but nowhere near as the humidity that I'm used to in Florida. But show some of the bomb Church's chicken strips, spicy. If nobody's familiar with Church's, we had Church's in Indianapolis where I grew up at, but we don't have it in Florida, so I figured I'd get some while I'm up here. Just gonna do some hiking, some of the background. Still at that one spot, trying to decide if I want to drive out further that way. There's some buildings over there, I don't know what they are, but right here just looks like some trails and stuff. From what I understand, some of it's abandoned, so I'm gonna see what I can locate. But I see that this is the sign, so we're gonna see what we can get into. I guess they've got bison out here. It'd be kind of cool if I saw a bison. I'm just not really finding what I'm looking for, so I'm just gonna have a good time. I'm just gonna kind of explore. We'll check back in a little bit. Beautiful day. I got a couple hours to kill. Let's get it. Okay, so I guess we're gonna hike this Havana Ponds Trail. I don't think it's too long. So I'm down by number 6. 1.4 mile. I'm gonna hike out to the pond and see what's going on out there at the pond and decide from there what I'll do. Cool little place to sit. But what really interests me is this structure right here. Somebody has built like a teepee type. I know in Florida I can take some palm fronds and put over this, cover that back up a little bit better. Sheesh. This would be home. This is the inside of my new Colorado home teepee. This side is sheltered pretty good, but the rest of it's kind of open. But you could definitely take like some of this brush over here and use it as like a wall around it. That might be what more of these sticks are for, is for somebody to finish this. But I don't really want to go disturbing anything. I would like to help contribute, but I don't want to mess up anybody's structure, or if this is historical or whatever it may be. But we're gonna want to hike, see what's on. So we got a little split here. I really like this tree though. This is one of those trees that if you get hot, you can just sit and chill under. But it looks like we need to go straight that way for the pond. Otherwise, it'd be on the Greenway Trail, and we go that way, which takes us pretty much back to where we were, I think. We're way over yonder. But I think that this tree looks inviting. I think I'm gonna check it out and then go for the trail for the pond. So yeah, you can see that when I get under this tree, it gets quite a bit shadier. But yeah, it's a big tree. I think I'm just gonna sit here and chill for a little bit. I like to try to climb it, but this branch is looking pretty dead. That branch is manageable. It's good. I don't know if I can get to it though. I have to get from there to that. I don't know. So I think that we're gonna give this a good college try. Take my stuff off, see what happens. Oh, there's a lot of bugs in this tree, but stuff. Mosquitoes! But I really wish I had that other stick that wasn't dead. Oh, getting ants on me. Yeah, I can't get to that. It's too high. Oh, my ankle, I probably wouldn't be able to get back down. Hey, but I'm always willing to see what I can try though. Just still on this trail. Some weeds. They're pretty flowers though. They're cool. But then we got some other flowers back over yonder. Let's see if we can get to them like that. It's pretty beautiful. Just kind of wildflowers all over the place. Hope I don't get stung. I was like, the way that these trees and bushes look up here through this walking path, I kind of want to just walk through here and see what it's about. I'm thinking if there's like another pond, it's probably past this tree line, this bush line, or whatever these are. I just hate to see that. I hate seeing all that development right here next to this wildlife park. But the mountains are beautiful. But this animal refuge is huge. And these wildflowers are just all over the place. This one's thorny. My sense of smell doesn't work great, but this is one of the freshest smells in this area that I can smell. It's just so clean. Why can't we leave more stuff wild? There's a little creek going through here. I bet it's going to that pond. Doing some hiking. Just got through that little grassy area or tree area. Got a little break. I really just want to get to this this little lake, this little pond. Trudge for it a little bit. Take in some of the beauty. But another shaded tree area. Probably check that on the way back. Chill on that little bench there. Oh yeah, here's some water coming up. Awesome. Got a little bit closer to the pond. Some duckies. Looks like a couple of mallard ducks and some other birds out there. Some other aviary splashing around. I think I'm just gonna sit by the water for a little bit. I'd kind of like to go over there to the other side where all those trees are. I actually think I need to be getting where I need to go, actually. I think that I gotta be back somewhere at 3:45, and I better get going now. So we'll sit here for a little bit. I got just a few minutes I can spare. I wasn't gonna film this, but I could very easily bust my behind walking down these rocks. Ooh, that did not feel good on my ankle. I'm not used to elevation. I'm getting my my strength back in my ankle from my fracture, but at least I didn't fall. Now let's see if we can just chill here for a little bit and not fall on the way back up. Oh, these rocks are really hot that I'm sitting on. It's almost not relaxing, but it is relaxing at the same time. But my butt is really burning from these rocks. I think it's just these rocks are just storing heat. Well, I guess I ought to be heading back. I hate to see that trash in the water right there, but I'm not risking falling in the pond, unfortunately. If I was more able-bodied, I would go down and get it. But I'm gonna struggle. Well, maybe not. No, I think it's easier going up than it is down. I made it. Made it back to the path. That almost looks like a sago palm. I know it's not, but it almost looks like one. That's really cool though. A little bit of the kind of plains foliage, vegetation, I guess you would say. I'm on the eastern side of the Rocky Mountains. If I went past the Rocky Mountain towards Utah, we'd be in the high desert, kind of out by Grand Junction, Colorado. But this is Denver. But this is a cool little just kind of scenic hike outside of the big city. And I love seeing those mountains in the background. We don't get to see mountains in Florida like that. Sometimes when I drive from like Missouri to Florida, or drive like Indiana to Florida, I'll go through the Smoky Mountains and we'll get kind of up there in elevation. But the Smoky Mountains are nowhere near as cool as the Rocky Mountains. They just, they're breathtaking every time. This little mound right here, this is probably fire ants. But I'm not gonna mess with them because I don't like fire ants. But that was a big mound. I just wish those houses weren't there. Just get rid of them, swipe across, circle it, do the little AI circle, get rid of those houses. But it's still beautiful. At least I can look over this way and not see houses. Look in front of me, not seeing houses. But I just love looking at the mountains. Ooh, we're getting ready to get the favorite part of my trail here. Kind of get a little bit of shade from the sun, not much. I love the smell. It's just freshness. That was the Havana Ponds Trail. We're gonna head that way. That way. Head back to the vehicle. But I still got a little bit of a hike. There's that first pond that we passed. I'd like to get closer to it, but I don't really see any real easy path over there. Really don't want to get stuck with any thorny stuff. I know they got ticks out here in Colorado. I really don't want to pick up any ticks. This right here, this interests me. So, like, it just shows that I would further need to be careful walking through that area. That could be fire ants, That could be a snake. I think it's fire ants, but the thing is, snake holes can have fire ants in them too. So it's like, I don't want to have any snake encounters on the way out there either. Yeah, I really want to go out there, but I'm here for something else. If I got like bit by a snake or something happened while I was out here, I would never hear the end of it. So we're just gonna let the nature keep naturing. The ducks look like they're having a lot of fun over there, so I'm not gonna disturb them. I'm just gonna wave, keep going on my happy little way. Oh wow, look at that. That's beautiful. I just really had to get a picture of the cacti and the flowers that was back there. We've got some cacti in Florida, but they're not very big. At least the wild ones in my yard aren't very big. And they don't really have like a flower. I walked into one when I had some flip-flops on and got one of the needles in my big toe. When I went to pull it out, it was definitely barbed. And it hurt. It hurt bad when I pulled it out. I cleaned it and everything. But like even after a little while, like it turned black and was like kind of infected. But then like it peeled a little bit and eventually got better. But there was definitely some kind of like infection that was going on from that barb that went in my foot. That's a stupid story, but that's all our cacti has ever done to me, is just caused me a little bit of pain and discomfort. Never really gotten any beauty out of it, but that was beautiful back there. But as you can see, there's traffic. Parking spot is coming up. So we're gonna be wrapping this hike up. I'm very happy and very grateful that I got this in. But there's kind of where the journey all began, with this lovely, lovely tree that provides good shade. I wish I had time to go there, but if I'm late, I won't hear the end of it. But yeah, usually my hikes are Florida hikes. Typically do preserves and parks and kind of any just kind of exploration in Florida usually, but so this is kind of one of those little surprise videos. Switch it up a little bit and give you some Colorado scenery. It's basically the Midwest over here, but it's still beautiful. It's a lot better than Missouri, I'll tell you that. But we're gonna end it. It was a good hike, y'all. Hope you all enjoyed the hike. We'll be getting back to the Florida hike soon, and we'll probably have some bonus content along the way from Colorado. Like and subscribe. Have a good one.